Hello everyone, welcome on Let's Study channel. Today we are going to study the poem A Teenager's Prayer from Standard 10. See the poem 1.1 A Teenager's Prayer. First of all, we will read the poem. Each day brings new beginnings, decisions I must make. I am the only one to choose the road that I will take. I can choose to take the road of life that leads to great success or travel down the darkened road that leads to great distress. Please open up my eyes, dear Lord, that I might clearly see. Help me stand for what is right. Bring out the best in me. Help, Lord, to just say no when temptation comes my way, that I might keep my body clean and fit for life each day. When my teenage years are over, I know that I will see that life is lived its very best with you walking next to me. The poet is J. Morse. Now we will see the meaning of each stanza one by one. See first stanza. Each day brings new beginnings, decisions I must make. I am the only one to choose the road that I will take. In first stanza, the poet says that each day brings new beginnings, and on that each day I must have to make my own decisions. There would be different options, but I myself is responsible to choose the right one. मीन्स पहिल्या कडव्यात कवी म्हणतात की प्रत्येक दिवस एक नवी सुरुवात घेऊन येत असतो. त्या प्रत्येक दिवशी मला स्वतःलाच निर्णय घ्यायला हवेत. अनेक पर्याय किंवा मार्ग असतील, परंतु कोणता मार्ग निवडायचा हे ठरवण्याची जबाबदारी माझी स्वतःची आहे. नेक्स्ट स्टांजा. I can choose to take the road of life that leads to great success or travel down the darkened road that leads to great distress. Here, darkened means it refers to evil, white, and distress means great worry and strain, चिंता किंवा निराशा. In second stanza, the poet says that from those different roads of life, I can choose the one that leads to great success or that leads to great distress. But I myself would be responsible for that. दुसऱ्या कडव्यामध्ये कवी म्हणतात की आयुष्याच्या वेगवेगळ्या मार्गांपैकी मी निवडलेला आयुष्याचा मार्ग मला महान यश मिळवून देईल किंवा अपयशाच्या वाटेकडे नेऊन निराशही करेल, परंतु त्या निर्णयाची जबाबदारी पूर्णतः माझी स्वतःची असेल. Now let's decide the rhyme scheme of these stanzas. First line of first stanza ends with beginnings. Second line ends with make. Third line ends with choose. And fourth line ends with take. Beginnings, make, choose, take. For beginnings, we will mark it as A. For make, it doesn't rhyme with beginnings, so we will mark it as B. Choose also doesn't rhyme with make or beginnings, so we will mark it as C. Take rhymes with make, so we will mark it as B. So the rhyme scheme of first stanza would be A, B, C, B. Now see second stanza. First line ends with life. Second line ends with success. Third line ends with road. And fourth line ends with distress. So for life we will mark as A. Success, it doesn't rhyme with life, so we will mark it as B. Road doesn't rhyme with success or life, so we will mark it as C. and distress rhymes with success. So we will mark it as B. So rhyme scheme of second stanza is the same as above, that is A, B, C, B. राईम स्कीम ठरवताना कडव्यातील प्रत्येक ओळीच्या शेवटच्या शब्दाचा विचार करायचा, त्याचा उच्चार कसा आहे. पहिल्या ओळीतील शेवटच्या शब्दाच्या उच्चारासाठी आपण ए हे अक्षर गृहीत धरायचं. त्यानंतर दुसऱ्या ओळीचा शेवटचा शब्द पाहायचा, त्याचा उच्चार जर पहिल्या ओळीतील शेवटच्या शब्दाशी जुळत असेल तर त्यालाही आपण ए मार्क करायचं. परंतु इथे जुळत नाहीये. बिगिनिंग्स आणि मेक हे एकमेकांशी राईम न जुळणारे आहेत, म्हणून आपण त्याला बी असे मार्क केले. तिसऱ्या ओळीचा शेवटचा शब्द, त्याचा उच्चार हा पहिल्या आणि दुसऱ्या ओळीतील शेवटच्या शब्दांशी जुळत नाही, म्हणून त्याला आपण सी असे मार्क केले. पण चौथ्या ओळीतील शेवटच्या शब्दाचे राईम किंवा यमक हे दुसऱ्या ओळीतील शेवटच्या शब्दाशी जुळते, मेक आणि टेक, म्हणून आपण दोन्हीला सारखाच अक्षर घेतलेला आहे. नाउ वी विल ऑब्झर्व द लाईन्स फॉर फिगर ऑफ स्पीच. See this line, decisions I must make. Here structure of sentence is not correct. Correct structure is like this, I must make decisions. So the figure of speech used here is inversion. कवितेच्या ओळीमध्ये वाक्याची रचना ही उलटसुलट केलेली असेल किंवा योग्य प्रकारात दिलेली नसेल, अशा वेळी त्या ठिकाणी इन्व्हर्जन हे फिगर ऑफ स्पीच वापरलेले असते. See this line, I can choose to take the road of life. In this line, there is comparison between road and the way of living a life, which are two unlike things. Comparison of such two unlike things is metaphor figure of speech. या ठिकाणी आयुष्य आणि मार्ग या दोन वेगवेगळ्या गोष्टींची तुलना केलेली आहे. अशा दोन वेगवेगळ्या गोष्टींची तुलना ज्या ओळीमध्ये केलेली असते त्या ओळीमध्ये मेटाफर म्हणजेच रूपक या अलंकाराचा वापर केलेला असतो. See this line, or travel down the darkened road. In this line there is repetition of sound d, so it has alliteration figure of speech. एकाच ओळीमध्ये सारखाच ध्वनी असणाऱ्या अक्षराने एकापेक्षा अधिक शब्दांची सुरुवात होत असेल तर त्या ओळीमध्ये alliteration या फिगर ऑफ स्पीचचा वापर केलेला असतो. या ठिकाणी डाऊन and darkened या दोन्ही शब्दांची सुरुवात ड या ध्वनीने होते, म्हणून या ठिकाणी alliteration हे फिगर ऑफ स्पीच वापरलेले आहे. See stanza number 3. Please open up my eyes, dear Lord, that I might clearly see. Help me stand for what is right. Bring out the best in me. In third stanza, the speaker prays the Lord to open up his eyes to see or to view all things clearly. He also prays to help him to direct his best values so that he would stand for right. Means तिसऱ्या कडव्यामध्ये कवी देवाला सर्व गोष्टी स्पष्टपणे पाहण्याची दृष्टी किंवा दृष्टिकोन दे अशी प्रार्थना करतात. मला न्याय किंवा योग्य बाजूने ठामपणे उभे राहण्यासाठी माझ्यातील चांगल्या गुणांना योग्य दिशा देण्याची प्रार्थनाही कवी करतात. नेक्स्ट, help Lord to just say no when temptation comes my way, that I might keep my body clean and fit for life each day. Here, temptation means a strong wish to do something bad or wrong. काहीतरी वाईट किंवा चुकीचे करण्याची तीव्र इच्छा. The poet in this stanza wants God's help to say no to wrong or bad things. That is, to help to overcome on temptations or attractions. He also prays for God's blessings so that he might keep his body clean and fit to face the challenges of life each day. एखाद्या मोहाच्या क्षणी माझ्याकडून चुकीचे किंवा वाईट वर्तन घडू नये यासाठी ठामपणे नाही म्हणण्याची हिंमत व आयुष्यातील रोजच्या आव्हानांना तोंड देण्यासाठी माझे शरीर स्वच्छ व तंदुरुस्त किंवा निरोगी ठेवण्यासाठी मला मदत कर, अशी कवी देवाला प्रार्थना करतात. लास्ट स्टॅन्झा. When my teenage years are over, I know that I will see that life is lived its very best with you walking next to me. In the last stanza of the poem, the poet assures that by the time his or her teenage years are over, he or she will know that he or she is lived the best life under the guidance of the God. शेवटच्या कडव्यात कवी म्हणतात की माझी खात्री आहे की किशोरवयीन काळ संपताना देव पाठीशी असल्याने आयुष्याची वाटचाल सुकर सर्वोत्तम झाली आहे याची मला जाणीव असेल. Now see rhyme scheme. Last word of this line is Lord. We'll mark it as A. Last word of second line is C. It doesn't rhyme with Lord, so we'll mark it as B. Last word of third line is right. It doesn't rhyme with C or Lord, so we'll mark it as C. Last word of last line is me. It rhymes with C, so we'll mark it as B. So rhyme scheme is A, B, C, B. Now see next stanza. No way clean day. For no, mark A. For way, mark with B. For clean, mark as C. And day rhymes with way, so mark it as B. So the rhyme scheme is same as above, A, B, C, B. Last stanza. Last word is over. Mark it as A. Second line ends with C. Mark it as B. Third line ends with best. It doesn't rhyme with C or over, so mark it as C. Last line ends with me. It rhymes with C, so rhyme scheme is same as above, that is A, B, C, B. Now we will see figure of speech. See this line. Please open up my eyes, dear Lord, and help Lord to just say no. In these two lines, the poet directly speaks with the absent person, that is God. So the figure of speech used in these lines is apostrophe. Now see the line number 3 from last stanza, that life is lived its very best. Here alliteration figure of speech is used because life and lived, both words starts with same sound, that is L. Now see the questions alongside the poem. What is the age group of the speaker in the poem? The age group of the speaker in the poem is teenage, that is from 13 to 19 years. Next question. What decisions does the speaker have to take? The speaker has to take two decisions. Number one is to choose right road of life that leads to great success. And second is to choose the road of life that leads to great distress. Next question is, what does each new day fetch? Fetch means to go and bring. The answer is new beginnings. Next question is, what effect does the speaker wish to see in himself at the end of his teens? At the end of his teens, the speaker wishes to see that the life he lived under the guidance and help of the God was the best. In what condition does the poet wish to maintain his body? Answer is, the poet wishes to maintain his body clean and fit for each day. Next question is, whose company does the poet wish for in the walk of life? Answer is, the God or the Almighty. Next question is, how should one react to temptation? One should say no to temptation. See, appreciation of the poem. Title. Title of the poem is A Teenager's Prayer. Poet. The poet of this poem is J. Morse. Rhyme scheme. Rhyme scheme of this poem is A, B, C, B. Favorite line. My favorite lines are, help Lord to just say no when temptation comes my way. Central idea. Central idea of this poem is the teenager prays to God to help and guide him for right decisions. Figure of speech. Apostrophe, alliteration, inversion, figures of speech are used in this poem. Special features. It is a prayer with simple language. The poem is very optimistic. Why I like or dislike the poem? I like the poem because the poem appeals to every teenager to choose right path. I think you understand the poem well. Thank you for watching the video.